Hey,
Doing today?
your mic was cutting out.
Orb!
All hail the orb.
All hail the
Just
orb,
remove my.
ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
I just realised I changed my
On time,
t-shirt.
Lee. What's
I,
going on? We're on time. What's wrong?
I don't know. I changed the t-shirt and it's yellow, but it's coming out. It's like showing as
We can
transparent.
see space. You can literally
Space
see the Space
Invaders.
Invaders
Yeah,
within
behind
the
me in
shirt.
stop put. So I'll sit like this the whole time, so it's not distracting me. Because I just changed my shirt because I had green on my shirt, so I changed it for this one. This one's yellow, and it's picked it up as green for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, that's beside the technical problems. There we go. How's it going?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank. Welcome everyone to season 3, episode 9 of the Snowflake Show. I am your co-host Reganelite, alongside.
I'm Lee Corn.
Yes, you are, Lee Corn. And over the next hour, guys, we're going to give you the latest news and views and one or two funny stories. We actually don't have a good news story. As I said on my Monday's live stream at Snowflake Viewpoint, I was struggling to find a good news story now because the usual sources they don't do good news stories now. They do like they talk about like good stuff, but not actual stories, which is kind of sad, really. So I don't have the reliable sources anymore. So I need to find some new sources for good news, guys. So apologies, but we do have some hilarious news stories to talk about tonight, haven't we, Lee?
Yeah. Should have a look who's in the chat.
Yeah, who's in the chat today?
Reganelite's here, Spanner. Snowflake shows there. Good evening. Ellie R. Ellie, I don't know who that is. Hello, somebody new. Hello.
Hiya, how are you? Oh, good to see you. Welcome.
Welcome. Number 3. Hello, a bit early. And Snowflake show says no, we're on time. Number 3 says, is the music licensed? No, it's what's it? Royalty free, whatever you call it. So you don't have to license it. So far, we haven't had any copyright strikes. Fingers crossed on that. Evening, everybody. Says Ben. Hi, Ben. And Shaw, Duke Vengeance said, "Don't ever get migraines ever." Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you're feeling better, Duke.
Yeah, I know what they're like, Duke. I get migraines. I know what migraines are like. Trust me, I get them a lot worse. So you're not the only one.
Kendra's here. Hello, everyone. Hi, Kendra. Number 3, I've a good, thorough, arduous day. A good though arduous day. Sorry, worked as a volunteer at a local city farm. Then went to the pub with some of the guys. Oh dear, my bladder isn't what it used to be. Okay.
As long as you had fun before that.
Yeah, the volunteering is good, and but when you
good on you. Good on you.
Yeah, well done. Space Invader versus the Orb, says Kendra.
Yep.
Good evenings, everybody. All hail the Orb. I think you missed the hail there, Sir Larry the Cat. Hope you're feeling well, Sir Larry. I've heard you've not been too well.
Yeah, don't worry. We covered it on Monday, so Larry the Cat did confirm that he was all right.
Okay.
On Twitter, so that's good to know.
Bloody Nora says number 3. Somebody know Bloody Nora number 3 says Ben Shaw. Sounds like a nice day though. Yeah. Number 3 says Duke. My sister got them bad, as in migraines. So do I, but they are mild, fortunately. Okay. Lefty Boat say hi, Lefty. Evening, people. Evening, Lefty. And then everybody's waving to each other. Simon says 55. Evening all. Hope I can stay awake. Well, hope so, Simon. Hopefully it'll be interesting enough for you. Gingers is here. Hi, Gingers. I am so tired.
Well, you're still jet lagged. You've been a lot of flying, so you're bound to be tired. So, it's a shame I couldn't see you, but these things. But hopefully next time, or maybe I'll come your way. Who knows?
So So we've got a few people here. How's your week been?
Not too bad. Got done a lot on the channel. So I've been covering plenty of stuff, guys. And doing some exclusive content on the Patreon as well. So those who are Patreon supporters can get access to some exclusive stuff as well. Oh, actually, you don't actually have to pay for that, by the way, as well. For the exclusive content on Patreon, all you have to do is create an account on there and then follow me at Reganelite, and you can look at the content for free. So just a little cheeky little plug there. So completely free if you want to see some extra content from me. You can see that on the Patreon, guys. Shall we have a look at talk about the big story? There's lots of big stories, to be fair, but the one that's been going off since last night.
Yeah, it's a bit not great this, but yeah. So let's have a look. Oh, I've got it set in the wrong mode. So excuse me, sorry. Oh, there we go. Articles. There we
Good
go.
evening, Joe. Good to see you, buddy.
Hi,
Oh,
Joe.
we ain't got the news. You ain't got the news thing.
Oh, God, I'm terribly sorry.
He's
Got to do it the right way.
Lee's got too many buttons. That's
Too many buttons, yeah.
News.
There we go.
So, guys, if you haven't seen the clip, as you can see there, it's had 23.7 million views. You've probably seen it on some mainstream media and around social media, guys. But Ava Santino's is her name on Twitter, but but she goes by Ava Evans. Yeah, Laurence Fox made pretty disgusting comments on GB News, which led to him being suspended, and Dan Wootton also has been suspended.
Yeah, he's been suspended
GB
as well.
News.
Should we have a look at it then?
Let's have a look at it, guys.
We're past the watershed, so I can say this. Show me a single self-respecting man that would like to climb into bed with that woman, ever, who wasn't an incel, who wasn't a cucked little incel. That little woman has been fed, spoon-fed oppression day after day after day after day, starting with the lie of the gender wage gap. And she sat there, and I'm going like, if I met you in a bar and that was like sentence 3, chances of me just walking away are just huge. We need powerful, strong, amazing women who make great points for themselves. We don't need these sort of feminist 4.0. They're pathetic and embarrassing. Who'd want to shag that?
Oh, Laurence. Well, look, she.
Sorry,
right. I'm just going to provide a touch of balance from her, because she did actually respond to this earlier today, saying that she regretted her comments, but she didn't apologise. Yes, so there you go. And she's a very beautiful woman, Laurence. Very beautiful woman. There you go. Although I'm probably not.
Yeah.
They laughed about it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, I mean, Dan Wootton was obviously just trying to. I think he was. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna back him up.
Let's read the article and then we'll talk about it. So, guys, Ava Evans did a video on Politics Joe in response, obviously, to this. Ava Evans hits out at the inadequate approach at GB News after the unacceptable comments. Political correspondent Ava Evans says she feels she's been put into the middle of a fraud that she didn't ask to be involved in, and that this is a network problem after GB News aired unacceptable comments about her appearance. Did you want to play the clip for?
Oh yeah.
I just feel I've been put into the middle of a furore and a story that I didn't ask to be put into. I mean, for a long time, that man has said some pretty despicable things about women. I mean, there's the comments about asking your fellow journalist what colour knickers she's wearing. Or there's another commentator, he put out a tweet being like, oh God, you wouldn't want to be her girlfriend, or whatever. I just think it speaks to a kind of wider power dynamic that is sort of falling away now, but definitely used to be there in the last few years. It's like an antiquated practice of not being able to properly challenge a woman on her words, and so just going for her level of attractiveness. I think any woman who's on social media gets that all the time. Like, there's always someone who's shouting at you how ugly you are, or how, large you are, or whatever. None of that bothers me at all. Like, if anything, we laugh about that sort of stuff upstairs all the time. Like, I will regularly read you out a pretty despicable comment and be like, oh, nice one, Barry. But this just being on a national television programme, and what I don't like about it was that the comments were said, the presenter laughed about it, there was an entire gallery of people watching it go out who did nothing from the viewer's perspective to stop it. And then we've now come to find out today that was actually pre-agreed with producers, that he was going to say that, that he was going to talk about my looks in the context of this discussion. And that he also then joked with the presenter after the segment about how funny it all was.
Yeah.
It's so I've been pretty much all over this on X, Twitter, pretty much about it, and basically, have you guys I've posted some of it on the Discord here. I posted some of it on Max's Discord as well, and this is such a storm that could potentially be the downfall of GB News potentially.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will. It's just
It could do.
I think it's a storm in a teacup as far as they're concerned. They'll just push him out of the way, and they'll come back in like a year's time or whatever, 6 months' time, and bring him back. If they do, or they'll just find someone else to do it. But I don't think GB News will take the hit for it. They might get hit by a fine from Ofcom, but they got pretty deep purses by the looks of it.
So just some of the things that because I watched the whole video for you guys. So Dan Wootton tried to call her numerous times last night after the incident. Obviously, she did pick up. Apparently, a friend of hers gave Dan Wootton her number, which she was not happy about. And he still tried to get in contact with her the next day, today, which again, she doesn't want to talk to him. Why would she want to talk to him? GB News, as of, I have not seen Twitter the last hour or so. So if someone wants to go on Twitter and just check. As far as I'm aware, GB News has said that they were going to reach out to Miss Evans to speak to her. At no point have they contacted her or spoken to her about this, as what she stated in the video with Politics Joe. They said that, they tweeted that, and they have in no way, shape, or form had any private discussion or said anything to her whatsoever about this matter. So she is entirely been thrown, as she has rightly said, she's been entirely thrown into this completely for no bloody reason whatsoever, because she's not done anything wrong, and this is all on GB News. It is not just Laurence Fox and his remarks. It is not just Dan Wootton laughing about it. It is the culture that is there at GB News.
Mm-hmm.
And she also said in the long video on Politics Joe, which I thought was really fascinating. So there were a lot of some female producer who left the company at GB News, used to work at GB News, and she said on the video that kind of stuff, that kind of rhetoric is normal at GB News, pretty much, essentially.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And you're just thinking, well, why would any woman want to work there if that's a normal thing in that kind of area,
environment? Yeah. I read that GB News basically suspended Fox almost instantly, or within a few minutes. They announced that they'd been suspended. That was what I read. I don't know how true that was.
No, he was. They confirmed on Twitter this morning that he had been suspended.
Okay.
And then around sometime in the afternoon, they decided to suspend Dan Wootton.
Yeah, I saw that later on.
But to be clear, this has nothing to do. Dan Wootton being suspended has nothing to do with the investigation by Byline Times or anything like that, which I've been covering non-stop. The reason that Dan Wootton has been suspended is not because of his remarks in the video. It is because of Laurence Fox posting, which I've shared on Discord and I sent to Lee on here. There was they had texts sent to each other after the texts. I believe they sent to each other after the show, basically having a laugh about it. So,
sorry, hang on. Sorry, I'm gone all.
Oh, he's trying to find it. Well, yeah. So, I haven't got Discord.
I've got the picture. I've got the picture. Let me just give me a minute. I'll find the picture. Yeah.
Yeah. So while he just brings that up, I'm just gonna see if there's anything to add on the story here from Sky News here. asked if she accepted the apology. She's waiting to see how the investigation goes. I don't want to say I'm pleased with it. I just think it's probably the best outcome I could have hoped for. So she's not like jumping on. She's not like in her video. She's not like jumping on Fox, as in saying like haha, you know, and all that kind of language. That's not what she's doing. It's not like that from her. She's just kind of like not really sure, like, because she's used to this stuff from people all the time. But as she said in the clip there, this is different because this is on national television, which is the thing. I should add, Ofcom have said they are opening an investigation as well. They did tweet it. Ofcom said they received a number of complaints. Good on Caroline Vorderman as well for tweeting it out and giving everyone the link to file a complaint themselves as well. So yeah, that's there. So you can see. Oh yeah, it was a tweet, not a text. By
if you can read it,
so,
I can't read it.
Yeah,
actually,
Laurence Fox basically, Darren Wootton there tried to apologise. There, tried to act like it wasn't his fault and it was all on Laurence Fox. And Laurence Fox basically hung him out to dry. And you can see in the text message there, they're pretty much laughing at what happened. Basically,
he says making you giggle is my weekly joy. It's from Laurence Fox, to take it. And he's saying you can imagine them freaking out in the gallery. So much fun. And then Dan Wootton basically tweeting, I want to reiterate my regret over last night's exchange with Laurence GB News. I looked at the footage, I can see how inappropriate my reaction was to his totally unacceptable remarks to peers, because he was laughing. And then Laurence Fox is like, honesty is the best policy, and tweeted out those messages that they sent between each other. So yeah, so it's completely
so essentially
false apology, really.
Basically, as a saying, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
Well, yeah.
So
there you go.
Shall we? Do you want to read what the chat are saying on it then?
Yeah. So Larry the Cat says rumours of my demise are grossly exaggerated. Good to hear that. Right. So just skip all shots here. Showers here. So they've been suspended, says all shorts, Marcus. Yeah, that's true. Ginger's
Cathel's here as well. Good evening.
Hi, Cathel. Foul Nutters, says all shorts, yeah. Help. Dirty Dan, low rent, yeah. A pair of very sad gits, says Larry the Cat. Was suspended for this, but yeah, everything else is fine, yeah, because of the ongoing investigation into his he's like blackmail, wasn't he? He was trying to do his sex tapes and stuff.
Yeah. If you want the stories, you can look on the I done a live stream on the Dan Wootton scandal. Byline Times have actually dropped a new article on Dan Wootton tonight as well. I think it's just more on this as well, but I'll put it on the Discord if you guys want to check that out.
João Moreiros has got, these are the kind of guys that come here, hit on any woman moving, and then their wives end up in the beach or the restaurant bathroom conversing with a burly Portuguese, and I don't blame them. Excuse me. Ben Shaw says Fox presuming she'd even want to. Yeah. GBN are being careful as under the watch of Ofcom, not before time. Says all shorts true. Yeah, not before time. Tom's here. Bonsoir, Snowflake. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
And there's always someone equally twattish to take over from Dirty Dan, the entertainment channel for married cousins. Yes, says Larry the Cat. Yeah, this is the thing. There's going to be somebody who'll basically take over that. There's always people who are willing to.
There was a great point she made as well. There's a great point she made as well in the video. She pointed out like how endearing this is on the government because obviously they have Conservative MPs working for GB News as well. So it also damages their reputation being on the same news network as Laurence Fox and that as well. So
yeah, not really a news network, is it?
No, but there was an exclusive for My News that basically said people inside GB News are calling for Fox to be sacked, basically, as well.
Cathal says Ofcom have made 3 findings against GB News without actually doing anything about it. That's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Jaw misalignment may also be a factor, says number 3. And she says, I'm loving it. They'll be happy with the fines. It's running at a massive loss anyway, but it's just spending money to the owners. And yeah, just everybody waving to each other. One rat pulls another rat under the bus, says Tom Knowlton. Yes, true.
Hey, Big Madge, good to see you, buddy.
Hi, Big Madge. Didn't their dads and mums taught them how to talk with women? They haven't got daughters, sisters, wives, mothers. Yes, they have. But this is, yeah, Laurence Fox is just a wrong one, I think. He's just he's short of it. I'm not, you know, I make no apology for saying that. He's just a wrong one.
Dirty Dan the Cash Fisher says Larry the Cat. Big Madge said, I think it's over for Fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
I think he's just privileged, isn't he? And he's obviously got an issue with women. When you hear the stories about what happened in the relationship between him and Billy Piper, wasn't.
Yeah.
It was. He's not a nice man, basically.
Yeah.
The problem with
Number 3 says they are truly beings in human forms. They don't give a toss about their own families. Weird, but that's what I know.
Yeah.
Big Man says, I think they could bring back Wootton, but not Fox. He's become too toxic. I've got a funny feeling they will as well, Big Madge. I've got a funny feeling too about that. You know, despite the whole Byline Times their whole Byline Times thing. Yeah, because like I'm expecting the police to do something, and they've been giving everything about the case that Byline Times built up on him, and nothing's happened really.
No. Unless she's still investigating it, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Can the Tories' reputation beat any more damage? Well, he's not a Tory, is he? He's got his own party, Reclaim. Well, he's not. He's funded by you got the guy who funded Farage, wasn't it? Yeah, that's not. He's only got like 1.9% in the vote in the mayoral election. I think it was 1.9 and 0.9.
Yeah. Tom says the problem is when you sleep with rats, you catch fleas. Number 3, yep, but he's still infuriating. Says Jow. Also says he'll be burning rainbow burnings tomorrow. Big Madge says they seem committed to Wootton. They might have dirt on him, or maybe that he has good ratings. I don't know. It could be that. So Larry the Cat says the 909 song, "The Boys Can't Make It with the Girls," comes to mind with Laurence Fox.
Yeah. It's I'm not gonna say anything about his looks.
What we'll say is that I mean, let's just hope there's some justice will come out of this, guys. I don't think we need to add any more to it than we already have. But obviously, I'll keep an eye on it on my channel. I don't think there's any more. I don't really plan on covering any more. I'm going to cover more on Dan Wootton, but that's about it. In terms of that, but we'll move on, guys, to this one from The Guardian, dropped a couple of hours ago. So this is basically regarding the Rosebank field, guys. The UK giving the go-ahead for the North Sea oil and gas fields angers environmental groups. Campaigners, including Greta Thunberg, have called for the halt for Rosebank project involving the Oslo-listed Equinor.
Yeah.
You guys know.
Sounds right. Sounds about right.
Okay. So Britain has given the go-ahead to develop the UK's biggest untapped oil field off Shetland, sparking outrage from environmental campaigners. The UK's oil and gas regulator's decision to grant the Oslo liquid Ecuador and the British firm Ifea Energy permission to develop the Rosebank oil and gas fields in the North Sea was condemned by the Green Party's MP Caroline Lucas as the greatest act of environmental vandalism in my lifetime. We have today approached the Rosebank field development ban, which allows the owners to process with their project, the North Sea Transition Authority said in a statement on Wednesday. The FDP is awarded in accordance with our published guidance and taking net zero considerations into account throughout the project's life cycle. The field has a potential to produce 500 millimeters of barrels of oil in its lifetime, which when burned would emit as much carbon dioxide as running 56 coal-fired power stations for a year. Green campaigners, including Greta Thunberg, have called on the UK government to halt the development, arguing that it has conveyed Britain's plans for a net energy zero economy. Rishi Sunak has proven once and for all that he puts the profit of oil companies above everyday people, said Philip Evans, a Greenpeace UK climate campaigner. We know that relying on fossil fuels is terrible for our energy security, the cost of living, and the climate. Rosebank could produce 69,000 barrels of oil a day, about 8% of the UK's Projected daily output between 2026 and 2030 could also produce 44 million cubic feet of gas every day, according to Equator. Tessa Khan, a climate lawyer and executive director of the campaign group Uplift, which helps coordinate the Stop Rosebank campaign, said a legal challenge could be mounted against the government. There are strong grounds to believe that the way this government has come to this decision is unlawful, and we will see them in court if so, she says. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, or you, Lee, but this isn't actually this isn't actually going to benefit the British taxpayer or us in any way, shape, or form. It's just a case of private companies making more money and exporting more oil. Is that right?
Well, the oil and gas won't be sent here. So yeah, I mean they say, oh, you'll guarantee energy security and all the rest of it. Nonsense. It'll be going offshore to other countries. I'm not sure the full details.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. I was watching No Justice cover Politics Live, and they had a discussion, roundtable discussion on it. I don't know if it was Politics Live or somewhere else. Yeah, they were trying to basically whoever was trying to defend this was trying to say basically that it. Basically, the argument is that it's not actually even going to go into our economy at all. It's just going to get exported, and we're not going to benefit any at all from this, really. No. So where's the incentive for us to do this if we're not even going to benefit from it?
Big oil fossil fuel companies giving money to the Tory party,
right?
And think tanks, and so on. Okay. And individual MPs.
What's Labour's position? What have they said on this? I'm just seeing. Have they said they made a statement or a comment?
Starmer defended Labour's position. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there we go. Starmer's defended Labour's position on political thinking with Nick Robertson podcast on Thursday. What we said is no new licences to be granted when we're in power. We won't revoke any licences that are granted before we come into power, he said. I'm mindful of the fact that there's one thing that's killed growth for the last 13 years that's been killed. Yeah, we've heard you criticise Conservatives non-stop. Just seeing, what has he said? Martin Harrell, co-director of the Green New Deal Rising, approving this Rosebank oil is an act of climate vandalism by Rishi Sunak and his government. But Labour has not committed on reversing this decision, despite acknowledging that Rosebank approval is wrong. This position does not make sense. If there is time for Keir Starmer to put himself on the right side of history and show leadership by committing to revoking Rosebank licence, members of Fossil Free London and Stop Rosebank protesting outside the Department of Energy Security and Net Zero place. So they haven't committed to reversing it. So
they committed to not reversing it. Yeah, he committed. I'm mindful of the fact. What we said is no new licenses are granted when we're in power, but we won't revoke anything. Any licenses are granted before we come into power. I'm mindful of the fact that if there's one thing that's killed growth in the last 13 years, has been killed, is its chopping and changing, lack of strategic thinking, and therefore, as a matter of principle, we will accept, as it were, the baseline that we inherit from the government if we win the election.
Yeah.
So, and Simon Francis, coordinator of the End Fuel Poverty Coalition, said, hidden in the small print of the deal is that this project can only go ahead thanks to a massive tax break the government is giving to international oil and gas giant Equinor. This is it. These are the incentives. Tax break. I mean, we don't gain anything from it. They get a massive tax break. It's so frustrating. But, sorry.
That's all right.
Right. In the chat then.
Fox needs to be section, says Lefty Voter.
Yeah.
Tom Nielsen says a half decent actor on Lewis. That's about it. Too much effort and attempted to remain relevant.
Yeah. Alistair says more money from Scotland again. Cash cow getting raided again. Yeah.
Couldn't agree more, Keir. Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, would Scotland limit that? Would they allow that to have gone ahead? Don't know. They've
literally just been pushed aside, Scotland, on the whole issue. They've literally just been pushed aside, and just.
Tom Nelson says about time for the Shetlands to declare themselves independent from Scotland.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Oil and gas prices are not set by the UK, says all Shorts. No, it's global factors. Is that right? I'm pretty sure it's global.
Well, it's a market, isn't it? So, but the at the end of the day, it's not going to be taken off the out. It's not going to be pumped out and then sent into the UK to be refined. It's going overseas. So.
So Larry says Rishi's father-in-law will be quids in. All Short says like wheat in the world's market, no oil will benefit. Rishi Sunak and his 1.5 billion infancy contract with BP.
Yeah.
Keir says to replying to Tom, they did talk about it, but found out they would lose the ferries, electric, and SS water, etc. as it runs and comes from Scotland. Starmer is an indecision man. That's a good one. Indecision man. So you have inaction man in Sunak, and then you have Keir Starmer, indecision man. That's a good one, Joe.
Well, to be fair, yeah, I consider. To be fair, he has made a decision. It's just the wrong one. So
yeah. Big Madge says Labour says we'll do nothing.
We'll do nothing.
Yeah. That's probably it. Yeah.
Inaction.
Probably it. Yeah. If the so Scotland gets a bit of Northern England against the border, is that wall? Says Keir.
You can put the border south of Manchester if you want. Well, a bit further south, above Stoke. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, do it right above Stoke.
Yeah.
Apologies to everybody in Stoke.
The government have. Duke says if the government have already set the license out, then Labour won't be able to stop those companies, or else they run the risk of being dragged through an expensive court.
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
That's the other thing as well. Yeah.
That's probably what Labour are thinking. To be honest, I was thinking that, I think that's why they're pushing to get it pushed through now. Because they know that by the time the election comes, Labour wouldn't go ahead with it. So, need to keep their donors and hedge fund. Well, they're donors and backers.
Number 3 says there's something seriously wrong with a society that allows such crap to happen. Our political system is a major factor.
We need PR. Absolutely. We need PR.
PR, proportional representation, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one will. It's just going to go ahead, unfortunately. Much to our frustration.
Cowardly man. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Okay. Should we move on then?
Yeah, let's move on.
It's another lovely one. Great articles this week, really uplifting. It's just one of those weeks, I think.
Everyone's favourite one.
Jesus. Yeah.
UN Refugee Agency rejects Suella Braverman's asylum comments. Oh God, yeah, we have to mention it. We have to talk about this file. I don't know what kind of words to describe her, but certainly is not human.
Tory.
Not say any. There's lots of words to describe her, but if I said what I really said, we probably wouldn't be on.
You'll be cancelled quicker than cancelled quicker than Laurence Fox.
Yeah, Home Secretary Suella Braverman is facing criticism after the international asylum system was no longer fit for purpose. In a speech earlier, Ms. Braverman said fearing discrimination or being gay or a woman should not be enough to qualify for refugee protection. But the UN Refugee Agency rejected her calls for the rules to be tightened. It said the 1951 Refugee Convention remains a life-saving instrument. The convention forms the basis of the UNHCR's work and provides an agreed definition of a refugee and minimal standards for their treatment. In a statement following Mrs. Braverman's speech, they said the need is not for reform but more restrictive implementation, but for stronger and more consistent application of the convention and its underlying principle of responsibility sharing. The agency added, where individuals are at risk of persecution on the basis of their sexual orientation or gender identity, it is crucial that they are able to seek safety and protection. It argued an appropriate response to the growing numbers seeking asylum in the UK and the backlog of claims would be speeding up decision-making processes. Charities have also criticised the Home Secretary's comments, with Action Aid UK describing them as a direct affront to gender equality and human rights. Just one other person who decided to jump on the bandwagon and bash Suella Braverman was Elton John.
Elton John did, yeah.
Yeah, Elton John ripped her apart as well. It's always good when a celebrity does it because it gives more attention to it, especially for the younger audience.
Yeah, there's this tweet I just noticed before. I don't know if you want to just this video of Emma Thompson. Just kind of. Yeah, just.
You're a mother fleeing with your toddler and a baby from bombs falling on your home. You're a criminal.
You're an elderly grandmother, you have trouble walking, and you're trying to reunite with family. You're a criminal.
You're heavily pregnant, trying to escape with nothing but the clothes on your back. You're a criminal.
You're a teenager and you don't even know where your family is, or if they're even alive. You're a criminal.
You're a diabetic, You've lost your medicine, you've not eaten for days. You're a criminal.
You're in a wheelchair, trying to escape the dangers of war. You have to cross streets strewn with rubble and muddy fields. You're a criminal.
You desperately need to find a safe place, but can't find an officially sanctioned route. You're a criminal.
This government wants to criminalise desperate refugees for taking what they see as the wrong path to safety. It's not always possible to take the right path when you're running from bombs.
No matter where you're from or which war you are running from, your life matters.
No refugee trying to find safety should be treated like a criminal.
Can you do me a favour, Lee? Can you put that link in the Discord?
Yep.
After the show, please, because I don't think I've seen that. But
Yep.
Yeah, that was a powerful.
I don't know how old that, whether that's a recent one or what, but yeah. I just spotted it just before we came on down there, so.
No, well worth sharing. Well worth sharing. Yeah. F this woman.
She's just horrible. I just can't wait to get rid of these lot. Just can't wait. Just get rid of them.
I don't need to add any more to this article. Then where are you going with this? Like, you're not going to win more voters. You're not going to. All you're doing is riling up your small little base. All you're doing
that's
is
so lame.
It's just distracting people from the real issues that are going on, and you're just the inhumane of this woman is just unbelievable. And the thing that really stings people about her is that she's if this was a white man, people would think differently.
Yeah, she can get away with it because she is from an ethnic background, and she
this is the thing. And people, I even now, I still cannot believe that someone with her background can say the things that she says and think it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, does she actually, when she turns off the cameras and she's behind closed doors, does she generally think that? I think she does.
I saw. I can't find it.
The way she says it with such conviction.
Yeah.
As well. It's not just the way. It's not just when you say it; it's how you say it, and she says it with such conviction as well. Like, she believes what she truly believes in what she says, just like Liz Truss, and it's just.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's any more to add, but.
I just wanted to. There was something on News Stump did a really
Bring
good.
Priti Patel back.
Yeah.
Big Madge. Oh. Yeah.
I mean, she makes Priti Patel look. I mean, even Priti Patel has actually commented in the past that she's going a bit too far.
Yeah.
Right. So this is from News Stump, but I can't find it. It's on the Facebook, but it says multiculturalism has failed. Insists the mixed race daughter of two economic migrants of Mauritian and Indian descent. A woman who studied in France and who married a British Jew on her way to one of the three great offices of state, where she now works for a Hindu prime minister. Yet her entire life is just a catalogue of multicultural failures. Yeah. She's just, that was the other thing from her speech, was this idea that multiculturalism has failed. And it's like, well, I don't know, she's a product of multiculturalism.
You're part of the problem, not the solution. That's what it is.
I don't know.
Good evening, Daily Blase. Good to see you, buddy. There.
Yeah, hi, Darren. After what says she's gone full mask off. I'm seriously looking at fleeing now. Well, I think we're gonna these lot will be dumped within a year. So if we can kind of
bring back Priti, says Big Match.
No, don't bring back Priti Patel. No.
I'm not putting that on my Twitter timeline.
No.
I'll lose some followers.
Number 3 says bring back Adrian Childs. Odin's beard, she looks like a shadow creature. Okay. We also need a decent constitution, says number 3. Oh God, yeah. Yeah. I don't want to criticize her looks because I don't want to go down that route. Wow, that's powerful, says Conservative. No, no, video, yeah. We stopped stunning witches, says Larry the Cat. It's over, needs to be hidden. Conservative needs a spanner, says Lefty Boaty. You know, I got a Conservative, not a spanner.
Where,
no, he's not.
Where's the troll, guys? I've scrolled up. I can't see.
I might be on live
going
chat.
mad.
I might got a live chat on.
Can you? What? Can you just do? Can you just give? Can you just give one or two people the spanners for me while I'll speak to the comments? Just give Conservator and Jow, because Jow's a mod on my channel there. Just give them both a spanner for a moment while I just read.
Conservative is now.
Okay, Conservator, you've got a spanner, by the way. Now,
I can't see any. What's it?
Jow.
Yeah, I'm doing
good
that.
To see you, Pumps.
Sorry.
Good to see you, Pumps. Hope you're doing well. Jow says Suella would not enter Britain if she was arriving today. Yep, that's true. Big Man says I might tweet it. Yeah, if you want to tweet it, go for it. Go for it, mate. Go for it. Go for it.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I can see who it is. I know it is.
Okay. Tom Nielsen says, so perhaps the best response, to Braverman multiculturalism and failure would be speak for yourself. Pump says, let's send Suella to Afghanistan and let her live under the Taliban for a while, then ask her if being a woman is enough to claim for an asylum. Yeah, I feel for women out there in Afghanistan. Like they really are. It's pretty horrible for them. Imagine how proud their kids are of her, says Larry the Cat. LER says, I hate these career politicians as well. So, yeah.
All hail the Spanish, says Lefty Outer.
Thanks for that, Conservator. And okay, cool. Right.
I've reported him as well.
Troll's gone, guys. So, yeah.
I didn't see that. It didn't appear straight away on mine. So,
yeah. Well, Conservative's got a spanner. Well, Mad Monk's normally the one, but I think Mad Monk's got a spanner, but he's never done it.
He has a thing on it this time.
Yeah, on Pendulous as well. But anyways, good to see you, Hugh. Good to see you, buddy, as well there as well. Time for me to troll this. It's big match.
Right. Okay.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
We're going somewhere we've never been before. Oh, aren't we, Lee?
Well, you are, because I haven't really been following this story. So
yeah, so if you guys have been following me on the channel, I've been keeping an eye on this for quite a while, and I've looked up a bit of history to teach myself as well. So I'll just give you the headline, and then I'll just give you a rundown, a bit of a history as well behind this guy. So Azerbaijan arrests his former top Kabash minister as the exodus tops 50,000. The billionaire businessman Ruben Wagnerman moved to Nagorno-Karabakh in 2022 and served as the head of the regional government for several months. Azerbaijan has arrested the former head of Nagorno-Karabakh's separate government as he tried to flee to neighbouring Armenia, along with tens of thousands of others who fled the region following Azerbaijan's military operation last week. The arrest of Rubin on Wednesday was announced by Azerbaijan's Border Guard Service. He's a billionaire businessman who made his fortune in Russia when he owned a major investment bank and moved to Nagorno-Karabakh in 2022 and served as the head of the regional government for several months before stepping down earlier this year. His wife said on Telegram channel that he'd been arrested while trying to flee as part of the mass departure by ethnic Armenians. Azerbaijan took back control of Karabakh in a swift offensive last week. So just to give a bit of context for the history here. So the Nagorno-Karabakh, I'm not saying the name properly, I know I'm not. The region has always been rightly belonging to Azerbaijan from the history. But the problem is that what happened is that I think according to my history, because I'm trying to.
It says it there, so.
Yeah.
If I highlight it, you'd be able to read it.
Yeah. So. Nagorno-Karabakh is recognized internationally as part of Azerbaijan, but the 120,000 ethnic Armenians living in there dominate the region. Baku and Yerevan have been vying for control of the region for decades and have fought for 2 years. So the reason why Azerbaijan hasn't been able to retake it and claim back the land has basically been because of Russia. Russia has a major influence obviously has close ties to Armenia. They've even had their own kind of peacekeeping forces in that region to keep Azerbaijan away. And over the last several decades, what's happened is that Azerbaijan, with the oil that it has and has grown an economy, it's built itself up, built new relationships, obviously strong ties to Turkey as well. And even oil that we buy from Azerbaijan as well, believe it or not, they've basically been able to become a lot stronger, and they've been hell-bent on basically taking back the land that belongs to them, basically. It's been a very rough history between the two nations. And Armenia's basically, so when Russia kind of pulled back and stopped having peacekeeping forces in there, that's when Armenia instead basically just left it in the hands of the regional government and basically pulled their people out and just kind of left it to fend for itself. The
reason for that was because of the Ukraine war, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Ukraine war pretty much has kind of like been the basically where Russia have kind of had their eye on pretty much. Yeah, that's been the main priority, obviously.
I think
so that has also played into it. The other thing as well is that this is important because I was listening to one or two podcasts over the last few days as well. The Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, he had been trying to gamble of some sort on trying to build some kind of relations with the West, which is kind of a bit of a stupid idea when you've been relying on Russia for a long time and you're kind of like trying to suck up to the West a little bit, as opposed to try and keep land that isn't by right belonging to you, despite the fact that the vast majority of the people in the land are ethnic Armenians. So that did not help them either. So yeah, the Prime Minister has basically said that he's welcoming all these people back in. The other thing as well is that the fear is that there's going to be an ethnic cleansing here, and the West are kind of silent on this. I have not heard they've condemned the attacks and the loss of life, which is right, but there is this fear that because obviously I think Armenia is more of a Christian nation, and so obviously religion playing a part in this, as we would do with these wars. So there is a fear that I think what was it? Rory Stewart on Restless Politics was saying that people online were basically people from Azerbaijan and saying, oh, we can now go and rape and pillage their people, allegedly. That's what people Azerbaijanis were saying basically when they were going to go back into the region and take their land, as they basically move back in. So there is a very great deal of concern and fear for those who are still in there and not actually fleeing the country. And Rory Stewart was also saying that there's only one major road that takes them out of in the region that actually goes out into Armenia as well. So, and that's completely chock-a-blocked, full of traffic, and everybody just basically trying to flee for their lives, basically. But up to 50,000 have so far fled the region. But it's pretty horrible, to say the least, guys. And my preference would be a case of please don't go in there and butcher and murder these people. Just like if you want them out of the lands, push them out of the lands and force them into Armenia. But stop the violence at this point. There's no more bloodshed. There's enough bloodshed taking place with Sudan, with Palestine and Israel, tensions with China and Taiwan. Obviously, the war in Ukraine, the conflicts are in Africa. I know there's been tension there between the two nations for a very, very long time. I just hope that there's none of that happens as it slowly pushes the ethnic Armenians who have been there for a long time out of the region. But what's your overall view on this?
I like I say, I don't know enough about it. I do know. I think this was the one where a while back when this all started, Armenia asked for Russia's help, and Russia went, "Sorry, we've got other things to deal with." and that's kind of why it allowed Azerbaijan to go in. Yeah, I mean, the final bit there says Azerbaijan's Foreign Minister Bayramov said that the United Nations on Thursday that its country is determined to guarantee Nagorno-Karabakh residents all rights and freedoms in line with the country's constitution and international human rights obligations, including safeguards for ethnic minorities. Is it Azerbaijan who you're saying we're trying to cozy up to the west? Or was it Armenia that was?
Well, Azerbaijan have already got strong ties, stronger ties to the West because we, the UK, are literally buying oil from them.
Yeah, well, you would hope that we would be able to have a little bit of influence, or maybe the UN would on in terms of
Britain's been silent
ethnic
on it.
and well,
been quite silent on it.
Publicly, you don't know what goes on in the background, so
no. But
yeah, but I don't know enough. There's just going in the chat. Tom Nelson says also some religious sectarianism. He thinks Armenia is Eastern Christian, much like Russia on paper, while Azerbaijan, like Turkey, is Muslim, as you said.
Yes, that's it. Thank you. I wasn't 100% sure if it was Muslim nation, but yes, that's probably it. Yeah, because Turkey's president visited Azerbaijan recently as well. So thanks for highlighting that, Tom.
Zhao says Azeris and Armenians have been at war for centuries. Yeah, there are a lot of bad. But Big Mash says there are lots of lines of countries drawn badly. Yep, true. But he says I think Western countries will not get involved because this is Russia's back garden. You don't know what's going on in the background because the West probably doesn't want Russia getting having too much influence. It would like to kind of reduce the amount of influence Russia has in that area, but we'll see. There was something else I saw there. He says this will be around the Caucasus area, which is a real powder keg.
Hugh says, I think the Ottoman Turkish Empire did a genocide there about 100 odd years ago.
Yes,
someone will have to get involved. The question is who? Probably this. Big Madge says, like Saudi Arabia getting some real influence in the Middle East. Probably, maybe them might be, because I know that they've been doing talks with Israel and Palestine recently. Obviously, that because I've been keeping an eye on the Sudan crisis. I know that them and the US were trying to do some kind of ceasefire with the Sudan crisis as well. So probably Saudi Arabia might be the ones perhaps maybe. May issue some kind of diplomacy. Maybe I'm only just spitballing there, but they have quite a lot of influence in the Middle East there. So, but Turkey have obviously Turkey have got some serious power behind them, influencing Erdogan. He's very influential. He has got his hand in a lot of nations, hasn't he? To be fair, but I think that's all the main news, isn't it, Lee? I just realised the time. Wow, we really have gone through this. But
there are lots of other stories going on, but these are the ones we picked. So right.
Anyway, we hope you found that interesting, shall we say? Yeah, because it's a bit different. So
so to just lighten the mood a bit of this guy.
Oh, this guy was
today, and arguably making her case to be the.
Suella
Braverman is saying some very provocative things today, and arguably making her case to be the leader of the Conservative Party after the next election. Our forecasts, predictions, and expectation management correspondent, Jonathan Goodenough, has more. Yes, that's right. The Home Secretary is expected to say some very negative things about the Refugee Convention, things that will go down very well with the right of her party. What kind of things? Well, it's thought that she'll say that refugees aren't really refugees unless they're in black and white, and that we now live in a different time. Right? And it looks like she'll add that 780 million people could claim asylum in the UK, which as far as she's concerned is 780 million too many. Where did she say all this? She'll say all of this later today at a right-wing American think tank in Washington, D.C., following in the illustrious footsteps of people like Oliver Dowden and Liz Truss, who were also taken seriously there for some reason. So, sorry, has the speech actually happened yet? No, but she is anticipated to say a lot of things that the right-wing press will enjoy, which is why she's on the front pages of all of them today. So if she hasn't given the speech yet, how do you know what she's going to say? Because the text of her speech was sent to the media in advance. Why's that? Well, probably so she can get all of the glowing headlines beforehand, just in case the speech actually doesn't go well, or she says something stupid during the Q&A. So you're basically reporting a press release as fact. Doesn't that make what you're doing not journalism, but PR?
No, I wouldn't say that.
But maybe she will.
That's certainly possible, but not anticipated.
Thank you, Jonathan. Next up, as confusion reigns over Rishi Sunak's plans for HS2, we ask, where exactly is Old Oak Common, and why would people from Birmingham want to get there quite fast?
Oh, that was just us. Leave the poor Oak Common people alone. Leave them alone. They don't deserve that. Lee, have you muted yourself?
Sorry, I did. There's a lot of noise in the background here. Sorry. I don't know what's going on with HS2, but it's a bit of a mess.
What is Oak Common? Oak Common is where the line is supposed to finish before, instead of going all the way to, instead of the HS2 going all the way to London Euston, it's apparently gonna finish at Oak Common.
Old Oak Common it is, yeah.
Old Oak Common, yeah.
Where there is apparently going to be a station built, I don't know, but it's about 6 miles north of London, or west of London. Sorry, so yeah. I did see a thing where they said like there is actually could be quite a good point because it kind of the West Coast Main Line goes past it. I don't know whether the plan is. Nobody's really kind of explained this, but I don't know whether the plan is to link the West Coast Main Line up with HS2 at Old Oak Common. Because apparently the lines go kind of in parallel at one point, but.
Yeah, but this is the dumb thing. They've already they've still already got already doing the work at London Euston, like building it up for HS2 and everything, because they started a lot of the work at London Euston as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like.
Well, they've paused all the building on that, and I mean they demolished a hell of a lot of stuff around Euston for building this, and now it's all just on hold. I think they're just gonna. I think they're just gonna on HS2. The Tories are just gonna say we're not going to go ahead with it. We'll leave it. We might do it in a bit, but I think they'll basically let Labour pick up the pieces and go. Oh look how much money Labour is spending on HS2. What a disgrace after the election.
Well, I've said this. I've said it in my video, and I'm going to say it here, guys. Like they should have started it at the north. I mean, when I covered it in the video, apparently it was even supposed to go from as north as Glasgow and Edinburgh, and then come down into the northern powerhouses, and then all the way down to London Euston. Apparently, I think that's what the original project would have been, and it should have started up the north anyway. It shouldn't have started in London. We don't need it. It's the north that needs this infrastructure anyway.
But London, but I don't know.
Yeah,
this is the thing. If you live outside London, you know how bad things are. If you live in London,
incorrect, Hugh. The Elizabeth line that ends there.
Oh, this is another one.
This is another stupid one. So, because I'm sure Big Madge knows this too. Like, you can't actually get a direct train from the Elizabeth line all the way up to Reading into. It only goes from. I think it's. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's from Reading, and it stops at Paddington. And if you want to go further on the Elizabeth line, you have to get off at Paddington to get on another Elizabeth line train to carry on that line.
Well, have you heard the latest? Some Tories want because they want HS2 to go ahead, and they also. Oh no, sorry, they want to scrap HS2, and they want the Northern Power, rail, whatever. Which is basically tram? Manchester to Leeds. But you know what they want to call it? The Charles Line. Because they think that people in the north will feel it's just equivalent to the Elizabeth Line, but with the new king.
No.
I think people would actually rip the line up and come down to London and shove the line up the Tories' own underground.
Thank God there's people like
sideways.
Andy Burnham doing good up there for the Northwood, like these bus service guys.
Yeah, the B Network started this week in certain parts of Greater Manchester, so that's
call it the Harry Line. Yes, Big Madge.
Let's call it the Harry Line, yeah.
Brilliant. Love that. Yeah, love that.
That's
somewhere nearby Elizabeth Lives and the sheds are there somewhere. Yeah. There are 3 million Brits on food banks and they're discussing rail lines. There is a cost of living crisis, yes, but like you've seen my video, Jao. You know that if we have to continue with infrastructure, Like, yes, of course, the cost of living crisis is a priority. Yes, absolutely, 100% agreement. But we still have to do infrastructure as well, guys. To be fair,
The sausage fingers line says this Larry the Cat.
Yeah, the revolutionary line says number 3. The Edward line says conservator.
Number 3 says some wealthy wanker wanted to buy the Euston property on the cheap. That's what I have heard. Probably one of their mates. It's probably.
Oh, Commons Express.
Hold Common Express.
Oh, well done, Tom. That's a good one.
Common.
Bus communism. Yeah, that was what the video that No Justice called on the video, wasn't it? Oh, there we go. There's the line you wanted.
The Adrian Charles line.
There you go.
The Adrian Charles line. Well, actually, funnily enough.
Let's go to that. Let's speaking of Adrian Charles.
Well, seamless segue. It's time for that. It's that time of the week.
It's
we wasn't that time of the week, but we will do it anyway.
We're not doing it just now, dear.
Yeah, we'll do it now. It's that time of the week. We're our favourite.
It is that time of the week, guys.
Favourite West Midlands pundit from The Guardian, Mr. Adrian Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on a sec. Press the wrong button. Hang on, I'll get there. Adrian Charles's interesting article of the week. Have I found Britain's very worst traffic lights for pedestrians? The wait for the green man at these lights is unbearably slow, and then you only have 10 seconds to race across the road. But I did get a nice reply from the council when I complained. That was Adrian Charles's interesting article of the week. There we go. I think we learned quite a lot there, didn't we? Well done, Adrian. Thank you.
There we go, guys. There is your Adrian Charles interesting article of the week. Every week.
Yes.
By yours truly, just Mr. Legal.
No, Mr. Adrian Charles. He reads it himself, and he's he's got some really interesting nuggets of information to give us there.
Yep, so life. Glad was it The Guardian that covers it? Yep,
yes, The Guardian.
Good on The Guardian.
Public service, having him doing it. Nothing to do with his wife being the editor or anything.
No, nothing to do at all, chat. Nothing to do at all. Shall we move on?
Yes. Oh, God, right.
What is this story?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
This is absolutely 100% true, chat. Unfortunately, there is no video footage to highlight this story. Keep off that grass. Herds of sheep eat 100 grams worth of cannabis in Greece after Storm Daniel floods.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 100% true, chat. Heat waves, wildfires, extreme flooding heat. Greece during the summer destroying many areas of farmland and leaving surviving livestock struggling to find anything to eat. What will the sheep eat, guys? Cannabis. A herd of sheep struggling to find fresh grass for food due to extreme flooding started behaving strangely after eating large parts of cannabis crops, according to reports. The sheep invaded a greenhouse producing medical cannabis in Greece. The owner said the crop had already been badly damaged by the heat wave and Storm Daniel, and the sheep had finished what was left. The herd had been grazing in the flooding of plains of Pherissi in central Greece before heading to the greenhouse near the town of Amos to eat around 100 grams worth of the cannabis, reported the newspaper.gr website. The owner of the crop told the website, "I don't know if it's laughing or crying."
Yeah. Let's just have a look at those sheep again. I don't know if that was
Just,
before or after.
I can tell
I think that one's got the munchies.
That one
though.
at the front there looks extremely suspicious, guys.
He's going to go to KFC and eat a big
Yep.
bucket by himself.
Yeah, just look at that sheep at the front. It's so smug.
And that are stoned. Tom Nelson says stoned mutton. I don't know.
Eat a lamb chop and meditate, says
Yeah.
Joe.
Lots of very happy sheep spotted in Greece. Very chilled out. Make counting sheep easier as they are flying, says Alistair.
Big man says he's our everyman hero, referring to Adrian Charles.
Yes.
I find him more interesting every week, says Kenja. He is a very interesting man, Adrian Charles. Adrian Charles, our man in 2025 in Westminster, says Joe. Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, well, it does.
Hello, I'm Adrian Charles, and I endorse this live stream. That's what we need to do, Lee. That's what we need to do for Christmas. We need to get him to do a cameo for us.
If he
That's
does,
what
if
we
he
need
does
to
like
do.
an OnlyFans thing, or not OnlyFans, what's that thing there where you can pay him to
I'm
do
sure. We need to have a serious discussion about that.
Yeah, we need to
guys.
look at that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, serious discussion. Yeah,
A
lots of very happy sheep spotted in Greece.
Space Mutton says conservator. A sheep must be something. A high sheep must be something. I just saw a high dog once chasing an invisible tail. The green, purple, and red grass of home says number 3.
Very good, number 3.
Yeah.
The interesting world of.
I was just thinking there, is that looks like a dog? Is that a dog in the middle of the sheep? I think it is. It looks like a dog there. The one just behind the sheep.
Fluffy
the stone
sheep
one.
on fluffy cows. Fluffy sheep on fluffy clouds. Did I say something different?
Fluffy clouds, yeah. The interesting world of Adrian Charles. Yes.
We've got one more little story before we wrap it up, haven't we, Lee?
Yeah, this one
you've got.
I'll do
All right,
this
you
one.
explain this to the chat, because I'm
one.
like in cloud 9. I'm not.
This one's from IFL Science. Says, who thought asking the internet to name NASA's Uranus mission was a good idea? And classical studies meet themes, beams for a Hellenistic team said, God, that's a mouthful anyway. You're asking the public to come up with a name for a probe going to Uranus. Asking the public to name things is a terrible idea. Just ask any sailor who nearly served on the good ship Boatface. But here we are again, albeit in a less official capacity. Just make this bigger, it's quite small, the text on it. Oh, that's right, okay. The Uranus Orbiter and Probe is a project that NASA hopes will be launched sometime in the early 2030s. The mission will spend several years orbiting Uranus, possibly sending a probe down through its atmosphere onto the surface.
You cracked me, sorry.
It could tell us a lot about the makeup of the ice giant, which is why such an important mission. This is deadly serious, this stuff. Come on, take it seriously.
My apologies, I should be taking this very seriously.
Yeah, very seriously. I just seen one of the comments. Which is why such an important mission's name should not be left to the public. Definitely not. However, the Ice Giant mission's Twitter account asked its followers what the mission should be called. And there was Voyager, Cassini-Huygens, New Horizons, Juno, Perseverance. We want to know, what would you name the Uranus Orbiter and Probe mission?
All right, come on, let's see some of the
Journey
answers
to an Ice Giant.
before we
Name
look
the
at
Uranus
chat's
mission.
answers.
So here we go.
Before we look at the chat's answers, let's see what some of them have got.
With the official looking poster image, a number of people took the question to me, and NASA itself was asking the question, but no trace for such a scheme to be found on any official NASA sites. And given the mission is not yet greenlit, it's unlikely that asked people to come up with inevitable butt jokes just yet. They spoiled it. So they're saying it might not be a.
Wait, is there not? Hold on, keep going down.
Yeah. So here we go. Some more publishable naming suggestions have been shared by Ice Giant missions. Here are the two lists, right? Okay, so looking at the first one, then we have. Just like bring this up.
Social media day.
Yeah. We have.
We've got to drag this out, guys. It's very important.
So let me just zoom in a bit on that one. It won't let me zoom in on it. We have Anu, the Plutonian sky god, Aphrodite, Pristity, Bodhi, Boreas. Yeah, these are the interesting ones. These are the serious ones that people came up with, and these are the joke ones. So Anus, acronym for Advanced New Uranus Space Mission, Better Uranus Telemetry Tracking, or BUT. We got Bootylicious, Charmin, as in the toilet paper, Deep Dive, Enema, Mission Colonoscopy, Operation Butt Plug, Our Anus, Planetary Orbital Observation Probe, or POOP, Pegasus,
That's a very good one.
Probimate Probe Face, Probe Uranus, Prostrate Exam, Research Education Charging Towards Uranus Mission, or Rectum,
Very good.
Seymour Butts, as in from The Simpsons, Shinya Wolf, inventors of the colonoscopy, Space Heater, Suppository, Tauranus.
Tauranus, that's actually a good name, actually.
Yeah. Uranus Probe, or UP, Uranal Probe, Urectum, after Professor Hubert J. Farnsworth from Futurama. And finally, Wandering Finger. So,
Okay.
were there any other? I'm sure there were others. No, but Nick, Wandering Finger, Hamster. Yeah, there's lots. Boldly adventuring. In some but these were okay. Proby One Kenobi.
All right, let me read the chats. Yeah,
I like that
because
one.
I'm sure they've got some much better ones there. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. So Larry the Cat's called it the Rectum Mission. Tom Nielsen said, if I could ask my 8-year-old if you would like. Jal says the Vaseline Expedition.
Yeah. Operation Hard Penetration.
Number 3 says Alien. So someone's a big fan of the film. I can't say that one from Solari. The Sphincter.
The Sphincter probe.
Sphincter.
Yeah.
A Stab in the Dark, says Aliar. Oof, that's a dark one. The aliens are going back the wrong way in, says Jal. Shame Perseverance is taken, so Simon says. The
proctologist in the mission. Yeah.
Chocolate Starfish Landing, says Larry the Cat. Backdoor Venture, says Conservator. Operation Hard Entry, says Duke Vengeance. That's the best one so far for me. Operation No Shit. Long, says Tom. Long Finger, says Jal. Have we got any more? Operation Preparation H from Hugh.
Yep. There was one at the beginning. Hard Penetration from Duke.
Yep, that was a good one.
Yeah, very good.
So yeah, there are some fantastic names, guys. So if you have yours, make sure you submit them to who is it to NASA as soon as possible.
For NASA. Yeah.
So we'll make sure you guys tweet that out. Very important that they know that get all those names, guys, so they can put them all in a raffle and then pick one out.
Yep.
So,
okay.
We've gone well over the time today, haven't we?
Oh god, yeah. Right.
Right, we got one more video, haven't we, before we wrap this up, haven't we? Yep. So, guys, just want to say before we go to the funny video, guys, to see the outro, guys, we just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's come along here today. Thank you all for coming along, whether it is talking in the super chat, just watching along, lurking in the super chat. If you can for us, hit the like button, would be greatly appreciated before you swing out of here. If you can, share this video across social media, and if you hit that bell notification icon, you'll be notified of when we go live, which is normally every Wednesday, 9 p.m. UK time. Also, guys, if you want to come and hang out with us in the Discord, you are more than welcome to do so as well, which is completely free, the Snowflake server, which I built with my bare hands. Yeah, I did actually build it with my bare hands, believe it or not. So, yeah, we cover, obviously, not just politics on there, but we do some funny memes, we do games nights, we do a music night. I think is music night. It's not this weekend, but probably next weekend, the music night, I think. We'll check events on Discord if you want to know when things are going on. Yeah, games nights, music night, and we've got some news and politics that we plug on there, as well as the bot plugging lots of fantastic YouTubers such as All Shorts, Big Marge, and Daily Blase, free as well as number 3. Some of the guys who are here today. Yeah, you can also, as well as checking out their YouTube channels, you can find them on the Discord community as well, thanks to our fantastic, lovely bot on there as well. And finally, as well, I have my own YouTube channel, if you don't know, at Reganelite, which you can also check out if you're not a subscriber there too. So feel free to go and check that out as well. I think is everything covered, Lee? Have I missed anything?
Yes. No, I think that's it.
Okay.
We've
is it Colin?
No.
Is it Colin? I don't think it's Colin. No. Do you know why? They disconnected his phone line tonight. That's why. So he hasn't been able to talk yet.
He's still in prison, isn't he? So he can get access to the phone.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for Max to do a video response to him, because he's been causing havoc on the radio.
Yeah.
One day, guys.
Okay, you ready then?
Yep, guys, right. Take care. Thanks so much for coming along. We'll leave you with a video. As I said, guys, come check us out. Chat with us in the Discord after the show.
Mm-hmm. Right, with that, I'll say goodbye and see you next week.
See you guys next week. Take care.
At the weekend, the Prime Minister said that the government was absolutely committed to levelling up and spreading opportunity around the country. However, critics Surely I've got to mention the inheritance tax thing here. Surely, come on. Yeah, I know they haven't announced it yet, but it's a thing. Of course it's a thing. They leaked it to the Times. Of course it's a thing. No, it's not policy yet. It's not policy because, and I quote, we haven't worked out how to pay for it yet. I'll tell you how they'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. You'll pay for it. People on universal credit will pay for it. The 96% of people in this country who this tax cut won't benefit will pay for it. It's obscene. Absolutely committed to levelling up, are you, Prime Minister? So what's the plan? Okay, cut income tax, raise capital gains tax. Ping! Done. You've levelled up. Well done. So, sort out council tax, which is hardwired to hit the poorest, the hardest. Ping! Well done. You've levelled up. Oh no, that's anti-business. Sorry, that's anti-economy, that's anti-investment. Our first priority is to help the wealthiest 4% of the country keep hold of their fortunes, which is good for the economy. And I'm happy to have a debate about whether it's punitive because it's taxing wealth that has already been taxed, but that's your first priority. What about people? For over a decade, we have lived in an economy, not a society. Me stood here interviewing pinstripe lizards, telling me, oh, the numbers are good. The numbers? What about the people? Oh, the people? Oh, no, they're all homeless. But look at the numbers. Interest rates have steadied. A staggering 14 million people in relative poverty. Yes, but inflation has peaked quicker than we thought. An economy, not a society. An economy that rewards wealth over work, that values wealth over wages. An economy that rewards the already rich and punishes the poor and is hardwired to keep those in the middle exactly where they are. And the right-wing press this weekend falling over themselves, shouting about how abolishing inheritance tax is a sensible policy for a happier Britain. I have watched for over a decade political elites bailing out financial elites, then asking media elites to sell the idea that people like you should pay for it. So I can't mention inheritance tax. Fine. Well, at the weekend, the Prime Minister said, we're absolutely committed to levelling up and spreading opportunity around the country, however.
People of the North, go do your thing.